Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live Self-Care and Self-Love with Rhea Pillai. I've known Rhea since she was 3 years old, and she's always been the sweetest, most wonderful human being, even when she was 3. And we've kept in touch all these years, and we did the Art of Living together, and there she is. Let me just get her on. I have no doubt. So Rhea is coming on.
Hi.
Hi, Lee.
How are you?
I'm so good. I can't tell you, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
And me too. I've been watching all your videos, Nani. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So you were out with your daughter today?
I actually just got back and then I was texting you to try and figure out how to do this,
Okay.
the Insta thing. So yeah, she's done a quick trip back into Bombay. So we were doing
Okay.
yeah.
How's she doing?
She's doing great. She's doing great. She's training in Spain. She's loving it.
Okay.
I miss her.
I
But
can
she
imagine.
seems to, they're finding their way and they're enjoying the process, which is lovely to see. It's nice. It's nice. So now she's come back to do all the formalities, all the visas, and all of that.
Okay. Okay, so Ria,
Huh?
let's just get straight into self-care and self-love. And I want to ask you, I have seen what you have done in your life, and I see you extending that no matter what you do. So, can we take it backwards a little bit?
Sure.
As in, can we take it from your what you're doing with your shirts right now,
Okay.
and then to Art of Living, and then to wherever else?
Okay.
So, I want to know how that has been an expression of who you are, and the care that you've put into each design I've seen.
So actually, Annie, this started. I actually started this company a while ago.
Yes.
Um, I worked with it sporadically. I did it on and off. When COVID came, so it shut down. Um, and then when Ayana left for school to America, and I was alone in this, with myself, and I was wondering what I was going to do with my time because 90% of my time was doing things with her or for her,
Yes.
etc., etc. And I was sitting on my dining table and I was doodling and I came up with something which just comes from, I believe a lot of your creativity flows from the space which is very quiet. It's a quiet space. And
Yes.
from that comes things that you really don't, you never thought of or you haven't dreamt of, but they emerge and they take shape and then they form something that you sit back and you say, oh, this is looking good.
Yes.
And I'm enjoying this. And so my first thing, what I did was is a line called faith, which I think is an integral part of our being.
Yes.
No matter in what you have faith in, whether it's yourself, whether it's somebody else, whether it's a higher power, what you address the higher power as, that's all an individual choice um, and an individual journey. So I put it out there. Some people were saying white clothes. Well, yeah, I did a Gothic cross first. And it came out so well. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. And then I had people come home and they said, oh, that looks amazing. Who did that? So I said, I did it. And they said, okay, can we have one? So that's how I said, there seems to be people who are enjoying the same thing I'm enjoying.
Yes.
So let me put it out there. And it takes a little bit of courage because I, I put a large part of myself into everything that I am creating, and I'm putting it out there for everyone to say yes or no.
Yes.
So it's like, and um, so this collection of faith is, I have the cross, I have the Om, um, the Hamza, which is the hand of blessing, and then it just goes on. It goes into nature and stuff. And I just make these shirts glamorous, and yet it has this element of some subtle level of peace and I feel like well-being that's addressed along with fashion. And I think that when you talk about self-care, and you say that we take so much time dressing up and all of the other stuff, and it's an extension of who we are. It's an expression of who we are, put it that way. So when I'm adding to this expression of self-care, I feel that I celebrate this element of faith in something that I'm putting on my body, which is my body, and I love it. And I'm going to, wear what I'm wearing with that same expression of say, celebration again.
Yes.
So there came the line of faith, and then I went on to Eternal, which is a little more glamorous, has a little more bling. And it's about every day things that you wear every day, but I've dressed it up. So whether it's a t-shirt, I've dressed up the t-shirt. Whether it's a tracksuit, I've dressed up the track pant. I've just dressed up what we wear every day. So the material is pretty much something that we wear regularly, but I just added to it and made it very glamorous.
So tell me more about this quiet space. Is that a very integral part of your self-love and self-care, the quiet space?
Oh yes, I think from that, so much comes forward. I mean, you really start to listen to what you really want, and through this space, we actually start a deeper conversation with. And the whole expression of self-care is predominantly understanding what we're all about, who we are, likes, dislikes, goods, not so goods, and working in acceptance, and then being your best friend through the process. So I think it all needs that quiet time to be able to determine, understand, reflect, and become. So, yeah.
So how much quiet time do you feel a person should spend in the day?
How much quiet time do I have for myself?
Yes, or generally anybody.
Nani, so we know that there's a formal way of doing it. We know that we stage and you can do a 1 hour stretch of just closing your eyes and going into meditation.
Or live
Okay,
like that.
one way of doing it. And then there's the other aspect of what happens very naturally. You can in this quiet space, even whilst you're doing things.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be separate. And in fact, actually, when it coexists and you're coming from this very peaceful zone, but you're yet productive, that quiet space is, it's just, it's there. It's larger than life. And, yeah. So I think I kind of blend the formal and the informal aspect of being quiet. So it's I don't put too much thought. I just kind of go with the flow, and I gravitate towards it very easily. So I know that it's a large part of who I am, and it just happens.
When do you think you start? When did you, not when you do think, you'd know when. When did you start this and why? When did you start actively taking self-care and self-love into your life and then extending it out as well?
Oh, I don't even think I knew it was self-care or self-love. I don't think we had terms to identify what we were going through or trying to achieve. And actually, it's even sad that today we feel a need to discuss it, because it should be actually such a natural way of being.
Absolutely.
But reference point to what exists, which is not, it doesn't align with that. That therefore we're having this conversation.
Yes.
When I was like much younger, I think I would just sit in, churches and chapels actually in school and
Yes.
ask many questions to myself, trying to figure out answers. And I don't know if I got all answers or if it just created more questions, but it was something that I remember I was doing for a very long time. And yeah,
Same here.
it's been a long time, Nalini. It's been,
Yeah.
I
Same here.
mean, now it's decades
So
and decades.
many. Yeah, it's been a long
Yeah.
time. I think that's the connect because even I've spent so much time in churches and chapels and in quiet spaces, just being quiet, asking questions, uh, many questions, as you said, sometimes,
Yeah.
not all being answered. But and what you're saying is so right because you connect so much with the quiet space. I don't know the day it just became who I was and I became that.
Yeah,
And it just extends into everything in your life.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it just permeates into everything that you, and it should, because
Yeah.
then something wrong. I mean, in the sense of if it today where we're at this stage
Yeah.
in life, we don't feel it um, emphatically. If we do not feel it as totally as we should, then we should be asking questions.
Yes. So tell me something for a beginner. And that's why we're having this conversation because I find more and more the people that I meet actually it's not happening intrinsically. There's a lot of uh, outer action all the time, and you lose that inner inner sense of peace and inner sense of of looking after this inside here. So, what advice would you give somebody?
Okay, just run me through that again. What do you mean? There's a
For
when there's a
somebody who's very much in the outer world,
yeah.
what advice would you give them?
No, see this. I think one is with great joy enjoy this world. I I I think it's of immense beauty that we have. But
Yes,
um, if there is an environment in which you are probably focused only on one aspect of it, then
yes,
there is going to it's going to translate into what we understand as a lack of ease in the nervous system.
yeah,
So it's like disease. So you separate the dis and ease, and you get the element of ill health. So to automatically, I think the younger generation Nani, is such a thinking generation, and it's they're gravitating towards it. You don't even have to say too much to them. They're coming to understand a lot more because I feel that early on, a lot of the times our parents made the decisions for us who to marry and you work. Um, no, you can't do this.
yeah,
So a lot of it was taken out of our hands and we just left it. As life has progressed, there are so many choices one can make today independently. And to be able to make the right choice, where do I want to be? What do I want to do? Where do I want to go? The individual understands, this thinking generation especially, that if I want to give myself the best life, I need to understand myself more.
yeah,
What appeals to me? Where should I go? So, this shift of focus from the external to more internal understanding oneself in greater depth is happening organically. So I think we're no longer having to ring that bell and say, everybody, listen, it's happening. It's such a, it's a lovely, lovely, lovely um, you know,
Yeah.
way of being. I think the questions they're asking are intelligent. Um, the time that they want to spend with themselves is intelligent. And I say intelligent because it's wise. They will get their answers. They will figure out for themselves where they want to go, where they want to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, who they want to be, and how do they get there. So it all stems from the three most profound questions of all time. Who am I? What am I? Where am I? So it comes to that. Where do I want to be? Who am I?
Yeah.
What am I about? Delve into that, and that's your basis of spirituality. I feel it just moves from onwards from there.
Beautifully said. So basically, really, that's like a mantra for living.
Yeah,
The most important one. Who am I? Where am I? What am I? I mean, there's a meditation just on who am I. You just sit in, and I think as a child, I think I did that naturally, and I think you did too. You know, sitting on the beach, sitting in churches, and just in a way, there was a lot of there was more connect with nature. Yes, there are a lot of amazing things available right now. And as you said, this is a thinking generation. But I do think that in our generation, we had a lot of connect with nature. And I think that really was very wonderful. I think every generation has its
yes,
evolvement,
yes, yeah.
you know?
Look at the generation today. I mean, I'm in great
Yeah.
admiration because they're so they clean up the beaches, they clean up the environment. They're, you know, it's just it
Yes.
tells a story about the world they want to live in, um, their romance with nature.
Yes.
It's being expressed by what they do and what they believe in, which is
They,
lovely.
they care for Mother Earth, which is something they do actively
Yeah.
and skillfully, and it's wonderful. Vikram says a big hi to you, Fadnas.
Vikram, oh my God, he's
Yeah,
here.
he's there.
I love him.
Yeah. Any other life learnings for our audience?
Gosh, Nani, I don't know. I think um, I am going to bring the art of living into this right now because for me, I got into it in my late 20s.
Yes,
And gosh, it's now what, 20? Yeah, it's nearly 3 decades, 2.5 decades later
yes,
that I am. I think I have. I don't know what I have. When they say you have gained merit, and through lifetimes, which I obviously have, to be able to to be where I am with the art of living, to
yes,
be where I am, to have my guru with me, to be able to just have quiet guidance, wisdom that I can refer to or absorb or imbibe. At it's an extraordinary wealth, and for which I'm deeply grateful because I do look around sometimes and I see that all the world is not peaceful. There's so much struggle,
yes.
and it is. I look around and I understand how fortunate I am to be where I am.
Yeah.
So, great gratitude for that.
It's wonderful. Gratitude, I think, is a wonderful quality, and to have a guru in your life, which is so important.
Yeah, I mean, I think to have, yeah, it is.
To have, tell me.
I was going to say the right guru, whatever it is. It doesn't matter whether it's a teacher, friend, or, or a spiritual guide, or
A spiritual guide, someone there to love you no matter what and be there.
yes, it is. I think, yeah. So when you look at, even if you have, I mean, in the small, from your best friend to your parents, to your teachers, to your spiritual group, this is it's wealth. If you have that, it's like, I don't know. I'm probably not articulating, but it is so much to be grateful for. There's so much that we have to say thank you for.
So, gratitude, living a life of peace,
And
living a life with the art of living and with somebody for so many years, uh, seeking quiet space, not just inside you, it becomes part of you, inner and outer, and living without too much thought is what makes you who you are today.
yeah, but I think also along with it, Nani, there is so much. It's just not only peaceful,
Celebration of
I
life,
enjoy
which,
the
yeah,
work. I do so much. I'm
yeah,
active. I work, and it's like I'm a mom, and I'm an enormous dog lover. I rescue dogs from the road. I think I've spent more time than with anyone else, and it's like there's so much
yeah,
that I'm doing. Um,
yes.
I have my friends in the fashion world.
You
I have,
travel so much.
yeah, and I don't separate the two.
Yes,
It's all in it. Everything is so. It's just the way life is.
yes,
It's one
I agree.
big happy space. It has
Yes,
it has it down, and trust me, I know that. But you you walk it. You just learn how to walk it.
yeah. And wherever you go, it's an expression of, as you said, celebrating life. It's not just sitting in your room and sitting cross-legged with your eyes closed.
Yeah,
It's taking that celebration and gratitude and thanks and that inner silence into every space.
yeah.
It's just
You have
beautiful.
amazing time.
Yeah,
There's so many things. There's such diversity for you
yes,
to just again, enjoy. If you just look at food, you have it's endless for what you can. But if there's no balance, then there comes a sense of ill-ease or disease. You see, so in everything
yeah.
to celebrate, but the word balance is a key. Is just key. Yeah. I don't know.
It gives me so much happiness to talk to you, Ree.
Oh no, it's and with you.
Yeah, it's just wonderful, I
For
want to tell you.
everybody out there, I think Nani and me, we go back to the time that we were in a school bus together. Um, she would handhold me through the process. So it is years and years and years of. Then we did Buddhism. We studied Buddhism together, and we walked the slopes of Altamont Road, like talking knowledge. Two crazy people
Yeah.
throwing at each other. Um, we do Buddhist retreats. I don't know what we've done, Nani. Then we we
What
we
about waking up at 3 in the morning? We did the Art of Living teachers training together, 1 and 2. We used to wake up at 2 in the morning and bathe, and then she'd go, and then we'd go for yoga.
the restrooms were down the hill, and then we were we were in this dormitory, and then we had to wake up because we had to be at yoga 5 in the morning, and Nani used to wake up at 2 for some very strange reason to be the first one to go have
Go for
in the
yoga to keep
and
up the places. So many blankets. It was freezing cold, so I'd be carrying these 6 blankets for us.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but what fun. I mean, it was such, I still have pictures. I have so many pictures.
And one day, so many ants came into the hall where we were having our class. And I took one jharu and I tied my hair. And she's like a devi in battle.
Oh God, yeah. So this is
Yeah.
this whole, self-care thing that you're talking about. This whole
Is that only so
yeah,
much love and so much
in this discovery. But God, we have
joy?
a lot of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Just amazing. Any last words of wisdom for the people out there?
I think I'm nobody to tell anybody to. I feel that we'll all figure it out. And be patient with yourself. Love yourself in the process. There are times that are not going to be so good. And there are times that are going to be amazing. Um, just know that everything will be fine, and work your way till you get there, and enjoy the process. That's what I can say.
Yeah. Really enjoy the process. Pick up the jharu and have fun.
I can see Madhu there. Madhu, I love you.
Yeah, she's a dear friend of yours, huh?
Is
Really cherish your friends, and love is so precious. Cherish that and extend that out. And I think you do that in everything that you do, Ree. That's what I've seen you do.
Every decade has a discover more and more of yourself.
Yeah.
And just where Nandita.
Hi, Nandita.
Yeah. She's just reached the ashram.
Oh,
How
okay.
do you add memories? I don't know, Priyanka, always understand that I think things happen, and we have two choices. Either we are going to emerge stronger and wiser, kinder from those experiences, or we're going to get bitter and angry. And experiences come and go. Whatever happened in the past, it's all on. It came to deliver what it needs to deliver, and what impact it leaves on me is a choice I make. And if I'm going to take from it and grow from it in a positive way, then I'm helping myself. But if I'm going to be angry about it or embittered by it, but the only person I'm hurting is myself. So you have to decide, because it happened 5 years, 10, 15 years ago. And the only person dragging it forward is you. So the best thing to do is let go. Take what you've learned from it, carry that with you, let that translate into being wisdom, and let the rest of it go. That's what I would say.
Wonderful. So true. Any other questions? Can you see any other questions? You're an inspiration, Rhea. How sweet. Yeah, but you can see it again, Vikram. Leave her glasses alone. She's fine.
I'm out in the sun, Vikram. I mean, I've got the sun hitting me on my face.
You're looking beautiful. I'm thankful to have Rhea in my life. She's the same lovely girl for 30 years. How, Rhea? Because she stays in her inner peace,
Oh,
Vikram.
that's Vikram asking.
Who else
Don't
will ask like that?
Vikram's questions.
Okay. So Rhea said something very important right now.
Huh?
You said something very important, that if something has happened, we always have a choice whether to stay with that or to just let go. Just be grateful for whatever lessons you were learning from it, had to learn, and let go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I can say this, which also is a big thing that stayed with me, when there was somebody who asked my guru that you talk about letting go, but how do you let go? So he said, take a deep breath in. And then he just didn't say anything else.
I love that.
Yeah. And when you can't hold it any longer, just let go. So it's the same thing when you're holding onto something too tightly and it becomes so heavy for you. Finally, you just, out of sheer exhaustion, I suppose, you just kind of just let go. And it's, yeah.
Beautifully said.
Hi, Shams.
Hi, Shams. Shams is here in Bangalore.
I know, I know. I know, I met her last night.
So, should we end over here, Rhea?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love you, and it's always lovely to be here.
Always lovely. And thank you, everybody, for being here and supporting us.
Yeah.
And here's to lots more. Even if it's just online, but next time it'll be in person.
I'm coming to Bangalore soon.
Okay, we'll meet. Yeah?
Bye.
Love you. Bye, darling.